Skyrim is a huge world full of lore and history, filled with people, cultures, faiths and wars, races, weapons and even dragons. With all this comes countless pieces of trivia along the way. This is 15 completely random facts about anything and everything in Skyrim Special Edition. Whenever you become a vampire, the game treats you now as undead. This means that all spells, potions and powers now work 25% better and longer on your character, if you unlock the Necromage perk in your own restoration tree. Cool, no? Well, it's not all rainbows and unicorns, it does have a downside. All undead weaknesses are also 25% stronger, so your resistance to fire, for example, is now much weaker. The best perk in the game against conjurers and necromancers is actually the Savage Strike perk. This allows you to behead enemies. Beheaded enemies cannot be reanimated or conjured by you or any other vampire or necromancer you're fighting. Whenever you are outside a combat scenario, your magicka regenerates 3% of your total per second. However, during combat, this drops to 1% per total per second, so if you need magicka quickly, you should probably just run away to allow your magicka to restore quicker. Have you ever wondered while playing a sneaking character your shouts make an awful lot of noise? Well, the illusion perk that makes your spells cast silent also makes all your shouts silent as well. Mammoths are some of the toughest enemies in the game and can give you grand souls. However, there are actually two types of mammoths in the game, free roaming ones and ones that are owned by giants. You can tell the difference as the mammoths owned by giants have carvings on their tusks. So if you've ever wondered why giants attack you when you kill the mammoth, it's probably because you killed his pet. Speaking of mammoths, there is an unmarked location on the map that is a mammoth graveyard. Some people think there is an Easter egg parodying the elephant graveyard from The Lion King. While at first glance it seemed as though Nirn, which is the mortal plane where Tamriel exists, has two moons when you look up in the night sky, Masser, the larger one, and Secunda, the smaller one. In fact, upon closer look, it's actually not the case. Masser is Nirn's moon, and Secunda actually orbits Masser, so in turn, it's Masser's moon. Technically, Masser and Secunda are not even moons. According to lore, the deity Lorkhan sacrificed his life to create what we know as Nirn. In doing so, his body was cloven into two halves, becoming the celestial bodies Masser and Secunda. Bosmer and Khajiit were originally one race according to the book Words of Clan Mother Anisi. The race shifted between humanoid and beast form and were unstable. Eventually, the deity Azura split them apart and spread them across the deserts and the forests of the world and bound them to the lunar lattice, calling them Khajiits. However, after squabbling between the deities, Ygritte and Azura, including many secrets and deception, Ygritte made the forest people elves and instead named them Bosmer, and from that moment they were no longer the same litter as Khajiit. If you're interested and don't mind some heaviest reading, all the stuff can be read on the Imperial Library, a collection of Elder Scrolls lore. Nirnroot is a rare plant and probably the most recognizable plant in the game. In previous Elder Scrolls games, Nirnroot was much rarer than in Skyrim though. In Cyrodiil, there are only a total of 306 plants altogether. In Skyrim, while rare, eventually all the Nirnroot grows back. In Fallout 4, located in the experiment lab on the Prydwen, is an experimental plant that looks an awful lot like a certain plant from Elder Scrolls. At the start of the game during the first mission, up to the point when you make it to the keep and are cut free, you're unable to defend yourself and unable to perform most actions. However, sneaking is still possible. Sneaking around the building with Alduin soaring above can easily raise your sneak skill at the start of the game. In fact, during the first mission, it's possible to raise 12 different skills: archery, light armor, heavy armor, two-handed, one-handed, destruction, conjuration, illusion, block, sneak, lockpicking, and restoration. You can even increase your conjuration and alteration if you happen to be playing a Breton or an Altmer. You will sometimes encounter an Imperial citizen on the road who is heading to Windhelm to join the Stormcloak uprising, stating that the Empire is a shambles and that Ulfric has the right of it. On the other hand, you also encounter a Dunmer citizen heading to Solitude to join the Legion, stating that a united Empire is best for everyone, or I was born and raised in Skyrim, but the Nords treat us like dirt. The Dunmer you see going to join the Legion can later be found in the Blue Palace in Solitude. However, the Imperial going to the Stormcloaks is never seen again. There are many vampires in Skyrim, and you can even become one. However, there are very few pureblood vampires. Purebloods are vampires turned by Molag Bal himself during a ritual, which is only ever described as a horrific ordeal. Any females who survive the ritual are dubbed Daughters of Cold Harbor, the most famous being Serana. What the ritual entails, we can only infer from what Serana calls degrading, but is considered the main reason why Serana will not accept marriage proposals in the game. Well guys, there we have it, 15 completely random, but hopefully interesting facts that you may not have known about Skyrim Special Edition. If you learned something new from this video and found it interesting, leave all your feedback in the comments, and of course like and subscribe. I was thinking about making more of these videos because I had a lot of fun researching some of these random facts, and there are hundreds, even thousands more for Skyrim since it's been up for such a long time, so you guys can let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. If you want me to do more specific videos for facts about certain things, then I can definitely try that as well. However, keep in mind guys that this video is just something I was doing in my spare time, and it's not going to replace any of my regular mod uploads. Anyway guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all next time for more Skyrim Special Edition.